Well, greetings everyone. Yes, the bald biker has returned. And it was much soul searching over the past few months. As you know, I put up this big spiel about how I didn't know if I wanted to vlog anymore and all this kind of stuff because I wasn't getting any views and blah, blah, blah. But you know, and then I realized, and then I went on this big long trip and it was a beautiful trip. There was adventure, there was excitement, there was all this stuff, and I came back thinking, you know, I could have filmed all that and it would have made great content for you guys. So it made me realize that, you know, I'm not just vlogging for views. I'm certainly not vlogging to make money. You know, that's not what it's about. It's just, I just enjoy doing it. I just enjoy recording my motorcycle stuff and my motorcycle adventures, and if someone wants to watch, that's great. With that said, I also realized, you know, if 0 people watch, then it feels like there's no goal, there's nothing to achieve. So there is 2 sides to the story. I mean, people do these channels to get, you know, it is about the views. That's your goal, that's your end game. But it's not really, you know, just because you want to make money or anything like that. You know, we do enjoy doing this. Anybody that does this just likes doing it. So with that said, I'm not going to say another word about it. We're back on the air. I want to thank everybody that has stayed subscribed. I've noticed that my subscriptions have gone up regardless, and that's great. That shows that, you know, it's not totally for nothing. So let's do it. Let's get back into motovlogging, and well, this is kind of a bad time of year to do that because today is December 26th, Boxing Day. You know, and I'm in Midwestern Ontario, so motorcycling on Boxing Day is kind of completely unheard of. But we have what I call a really mild El Nino type winter so far, and it's 8 degrees Celsius today. It's crazy warm for this time of year. There's no snow, or virtually no snow, nothing on the roads. The municipalities haven't even been putting salt down. So I'm going to do the craziest thing ever, and I'm going to get the bike out today, and if not just for a ride around the block or just a short ride, but just to be able to say I got the bike out on Boxing Day, which is really a first. So that'll be something to talk about. So let's do that. Let's get the bike out today and see what we can do. The other thing I did is I got a new helmet cam. I don't know if that means much to you. Not a helmet cam, but a helmet cam mount. And it's pretty good. It looks like, you know, it's got some new technology. And the reason I got it because they said they've made a bunch of improvements on it. And it's got new technology and new this and new that. And so I'm kind of checking it out. It was very easy to install on the helmet. I found that it used Velcro system rather than the old, you know, tie straps, pull-in tie straps, which I didn't like those because they kept coming loose on me, and you have to constantly retighten and adjust them. So Velcro is a lot nicer. I'm still not quite sure about the angle that it gives to the camera because as you can see here, the helmet points down a little bit while you're on the bike, right? It doesn't look straight forward. When you're on the bike, you're looking slightly down, so you need that camera to tilt slightly up on the front of your helmet in order to have an even field of view, and it's not allowing the camera to tilt up all the way. So what I did is I readjusted how it mounts onto the front. Kind of it almost looks a little bit improper, but I've adjusted it up to try and get a little more angle with that. And we're going to try it and see how it works. Hopefully the, you know, just the wide angle lens of the camera is going to make up for it pointing slightly down like that. But it's going to be a fun day. Come along for the ride and enjoy a Boxing Day motorcycle event. This is my dog. This is my dog Henry, and he would come on the bike if he was allowed. Isn't he? Yeah. My dog Henry. All right. And come on. This is my cat. His name's Charlie. And he's as old as fat as I am. He's as old and fat as I am. This is Charlie cat. So, looks like... start. It's been a few months. Still running. There's the cat. There's the dog. All right, well, here we are, Boxing Day. And we're heading out. Let's just see how it goes. Okay, watch out, Charlie. Don't freak the cat out. You know, it's just like riding on a cold, wet day. Cold, wet, kind of dreary day, but it's going to be nippy. That's why I'm not planning on going too far. I'm already feeling some raindrops on me, which isn't good. I think it's about, I don't know, 7 degrees or something like that. Don't pay attention to what's on the bike. It was in my little heated shed, and it's never accurate. It always reads much higher than what it is. But you want to know something interesting is when I was on my bike trip up north in September, it was 3 degrees and dark and foggy and raining when I was leaving in the morning from Gogama. And a lot of the other mornings it was only 6 or 7 degrees when I left anyway. So it's really not a whole lot different than what I'm doing now. But I didn't think it was raining today, but it looks like we're getting a bit of rain. But here we are on Boxing Day in Midwestern Ontario. If I was filming in some hot Caribbean country or something, this would be nothing. Or if I was in Arizona or somewhere like that. But this is going to suck if it's starting to rain. And actually, it's almost like a rain-snow mix. So I don't know if I would call this enjoyable. I don't think I'm going to go as far as I was planning. I didn't know it was going to start raining. Oh well. I got out. That's the point. We got out. On the bike. Now, one thing I can say is I don't have to worry about salt too much. There's a little bit of sand. But you know, there's always sand. But the municipalities really don't put salt out anymore, which is a problem. But when you complain about it, everyone screams at you and says, how dare you complain, you're picking on the snowplow drivers. Hey! It's like, well, whatever. But fishermen love bad weather. One thing I learned, look, they're all out today. It's not because it's Boxing Day. Trust me, it's whenever there's bad weather. And the worse the weather it is, the more guys go out fishing. I know, it's crazy. And I don't want to get too political here, but you can believe what you want to believe. I'm not really a strong believer in climate change anymore. I've kind of opened my eyes and I've learned to question the narrative. And you can believe that if you want. I believe that the climate is changing around the world, but I don't believe it's man-made. I don't believe it's because of pollution. I believe it's a natural cycle. And I have a lot of reasons to believe that. There's been a lot of studies, archaeological studies of what the weather was like 1,000 years ago and stuff. And it was warmer than it is now. So I think that, you know, and then we had an ice age that came and went and all this. And I really don't believe climate change is man-made. I believe that men use climate change as an excuse to tax each other and persecute each other and gain power and control and all that. I believe it's an excuse. Now, a lot of you guys talk about your gear, and a lot of them, you know, have gone out in even much colder conditions than this. And what they say and what they tell me is, well, you just got to wear the right gear. You want to have heated gloves and heated jacket and all this stuff. I don't really use any heated stuff. I really can't afford it for starters. It's just, you start getting into too much money. I spend enough money on the bike as it was, so I don't use heated gear, even on some of the coldest trips I've done. I just don't bother. So, like, even if you look at my gloves, these are very thin gloves. And I've even wore these when it was like 3 degrees. And yes, my hands get cold in them, even to the point where they start getting hurty, nummy cold. But I wear them because, and maybe I've talked about this before, if I wear thick gloves with a DCT, it's very easy to get that uncontrolled acceleration because your thick gloves are on the throttle like this, and when you go to like reach for the brake, there's the thicker gloves, you don't feel it hitting the throttle, and it pushes the top of the throttle forward, and all of a sudden you're just practically doing a wheelie while coming into the gas pump. And I've had a couple close calls twice before I figured out what was going on. One, I almost rear-ended a car, and the other one I almost went right into a gas pump. So it's when you're coming to a stop and you reach for that brake and your gloves don't allow your hand to feel what's going on. So I said, screw it, I'm wearing thin gloves when I ride this DCT, and maybe it's a little different when you got a clutch because you're disengaging the clutch, and so you're in neutral anyway coming to a stop. But it doesn't work so well on DCT. So if you get a DCT, I advise you not to wear big thick gloves. Yeah, that's all well and interesting. So just had a little break here, but not a heck of a lot to look at in Rockland right now, so I'll have to wait till there's a fall fair or something. This is where I filmed the fall fair, where they had all the cars. Oh yeah, it was quite a bit of sand on the road around here. But here's kind of an idea how warm it is. I don't know if we'll catch up to that guy. He's out there raking in a t-shirt. Now, that doesn't always mean anything around Grey Bruce. I've seen guys go out in their t-shirts before, but it's showing it ain't that cold. Hello! Maybe I should have stopped and interviewed them. That's what the other vloggers do. I need to do more of that, I guess. Get more people in my video. Oh, it feels like I forgot to do my helmet strap as usual. I don't know if anyone's coming. Maybe I could just stop right here. Nobody coming. Let's see if we can do it. Right on the road. Because I don't want to pull over into that junk if I can help it. Let's watch, hopefully. So now we're heading back. Now, like I said, I don't feel overly cold. But at the same time, I don't want to go like out into the back country and stuff. I'm probably going to end up getting in trouble doing that. I'll end up in some icy patch on some back road or something. So I don't want to go too far. But yeah, I'm not freezing my arse off. I don't want to scare the horse. Let's go nice and slow. He's on the phone. I don't know if he's lost something out in that field or what. They look kind of concerned, so I don't know. Maybe I better not interfere. I don't want to bug them. There's a bit of a steep hill coming up, just making sure no crazy tractors are going to come bombing over. Like I say, we got some slipper shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if within a couple of days this has got a foot of snow everywhere. So it's really quite amazing. Now there was someone else put up a video, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but basically the title was saying you shouldn't take your bike out in the middle of winter, or start it up in the middle of winter and then put it back in the shed. Maybe it has something to do with condensation in the gas tank or something like that. It's hard to say. But I mean, what I do is I just make sure my gas tank is right full, which it still is even after this ride. And if your gas tank is completely full of fresh, good gas, you won't have a condensation issue because there's no air for moisture to collect and condense inside your gas tank. And I've been doing it that way for several years, even on the bikes before this one, and I've never had a problem. The only time I ever had a problem storing my bike in the winter was when I bought this can of seafoam stuff, and everyone said, oh, that's really good for you, just put that in and store it for the winter, and then she'll just keep her like new. And when I took it out in the spring, it took me literally days to get it running. It just screwed it up. So ever since then, I just do this, and I've never had a problem. You know, maybe I should have my my front lights on. There. My utility lights. That's why I have them, so people can see me. Jogging Unboxing Day. Hey, Grandma. Hey, Grandma.